Hello everyone, welcome to Royal Palace PU online classes. We are doing online crash course. In that, now I am going to discuss motion in a plane. So last video we have discussed motion in a straight line. That means you are moving only along one direction, either I, J or K. But in motion in a plane, particle will move it will cover both X as well as Y. This is also called 2D motion, two-dimensional motion. So in this two-dimensional motion, first I will discuss projectile motion. So projectile motion is one of the example for two-dimensional motion. So from that you can understand what is two-dimensional motion. So projectile motion, let us discuss projectile motion. Just we will recap the formulas of projectile motion. That is, in projectile motion, two types of projectiles you have. One is oblique projectile, one is oblique projectile, other one is horizontal projectile. First let us discuss oblique projectile. What is projectile? You already know. Any body that is projected at an angle theta other than 90 with horizontal is called a projectile. Other than 90 with horizontal, some people will ask other than 0 with vertical also. So if I project at an angle theta other than 90, if I project with 90 degrees, it will become vertically projected body. So any body that is projected at an angle theta other than 90 with horizontal is called projectile. So I am projecting a body with a velocity u making an angle theta. U bar is equal to u cos theta I plus u sin theta j. This is there from your resolution of vectors. This is u. So in this direction I can write u cos theta plus u sin theta in this direction. Similarly, after a time t is equal to 0, this is the initial velocity. After time progresses, suppose if a particle is here, it will have two velocities. It will have Vx and it will have Vy. Two velocities will be there, Vx and Vy. At each and every point, particle will have two displacements, two velocities, that is along x as well as y. Here vertical motion I am taking it as y axis, horizontal motion I am taking it as x axis. Some people will take it as k also, but I am taking this as I and j. So at every point body will have two velocities and body will cover two displacements. Suppose the particle is here, it will have two coordinates x comma y, just like your coordinate geometry, x comma y. And every point it is having two, that's why it is an example for two-dimensional motion. It is motion in a plane. At a time t is equal to 0, it is at 0 comma 0. After some time it has covered x as well as y. That means final velocity vector will have two vectors. One is Vx along x axis, Vx I cap, other one is Vy along j axis. Similarly, acceleration. If you write acceleration vector, acceleration on the projectile, it is moving under the influence of gravity. Acceleration is directed only towards the center of the earth, that is minus g j cap. It is minus g. There is no acceleration in forward direction. There is no acceleration in horizontal direction. That is 0 I minus g j. And displacement vector also you can write s bar is equal to x I cap plus y j cap, x I cap plus y j cap. At each and every point, so it will have two displacement, two velocities and one acceleration. So here we can find by using the equations of motion. What equations of motions you have studied in previous chapter, same we can use and we can derive the formula for maximum height reached by the projectile, range of the projectile and time taken for upward journey, time taken for downward journey, and we can calculate time of flight also. So here first I will apply three equations of motion in x axis, then I will apply in y axis. So you can observe carefully here. if you forget any formula in the exam, you can use this procedure and you can find the formula. Sometimes you will get confused because at the time of exam you will have many subjects to write, and last preference will attempt only physics, most of the students. So when you are in that tense situation, some people will take range formula for height formula for range. So if you are getting doubt, then you can apply these three equations in x-axis and y-axis, then you can find the formulas very easily. So first I am finding along x-axis, Vx bar is equal to Ux bar plus Ax bar into T. I am writing in vector form. So Vx is equal to, what is the initial velocity along x-axis? So initial velocity along x-axis will be u cos theta. Why? Because you have given u bar, it is u cos theta I plus u sin theta j. So Vx is equal to u cos theta. And what is the acceleration along x-axis? You can observe here, acceleration along x-axis 0 plus 0. So Vx is equal to u cos theta u cot. If you write in vector notation, Vx bar is equal to u cos theta I cap. So in this formula we already found Vx. Now same thing you apply along y-axis. Similarly, if you apply along y-axis, Vy bar is equal to Uy bar plus Ay bar into T. So what you will get? Vy is equal to u sin theta. You can observe here, this is the velocity component in y direction, u sin theta minus gt. Now you can observe velocity in x-axis is not changing. Why it is not changing? Because there is no acceleration only. Who will change that? When there is no acceleration, body will move with uniform velocity. There is no acceleration along x-axis. But in y-axis, its velocity is decreasing. When once velocity is decreasing with time, we can have a condition that velocity may become 0. That means when it becomes 0, when its vertical component of velocity becomes 0, particle starts coming down. In vertically projected body, when its velocity becomes 0, then only it starts moving down. So similarly, this Vy bar I can write it as u sin theta minus gt j cap, This is the condition. Now, if Vy becomes 0, you know that body changes its direction. That means when Vy becomes 0, it starts coming down. So if I put Vy 0, I can calculate time of ascent. 0 is equal to u sin theta minus gt. Then time of ascent is equal to u sin theta by g. This is formula for time of ascent. So one formula we got. Next you can apply next equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Now just I will write directly because you already know. Then this s I am writing it as x along x axis, u cos theta into t. Similarly, I will apply second equation of motion in y axis, that is y is equal to u sin theta into t, because s is equal to ut plus half at square. Displacement along y axis I took it as y. So y is equal to u sin theta, velocity is u sin theta into t minus half gt square. Okay, this is the condition. Now suppose, let us assume this projectile has completed its journey, then what will be y value? It is falling on x axis again. What is the y value? R comma, coordinates will be r comma 0. If I put y is equal to 0, I can calculate total time taken, that is nothing but time of flight. So put y is equal to 0. y is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, you will get time of flight u sin theta into t minus half g t square, you will get time of flight is equal to 2u sin theta by g, 2u sin theta by g. This is formula for time of flight. You got one more formula. Now come here, x becomes range. Range is maximum horizontal distance when time becomes time of flight. So range is equal to u cos theta into t, that is u cos theta into 2u sin theta by g. So this is u square sin 2 theta, u square sin 2 theta by g. This is formula for range. Next you have to derive maximum height. So maximum, there is no need to apply v square minus u square is equal to 2as here because all are 0 only. So to get maximum height, v square vy square minus u square sin square theta is equal to 2 into minus g into h max. Then what you will get, h max is equal to, at maximum height vy is 0, h max is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. These are the formulas regarding projectile motion. So hardly within 2 or 3 minutes we can derive all the formulas. Suppose if they ask what is the displacement of that particle after 2 seconds, means you have to find x, you have to find y, then root of x square plus y square is the magnitude of this vector. Magnitude of this vector, if I want root of x square plus y square. If I want angle, what is angle made? Tan alpha is equal to, I can write y component by x component, vy by vx. This is angle made by the projectile after some time. And you have to prove that the trajectory of a projectile is parabola in theory classes, but you have to remember that formula for a competitive exam. Y is equal to tan theta x minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. So here I can take tan theta common, I can take tan theta x common, 1 minus g x by 2u square, I take tan theta common. So what happens to this cos square theta? If you again multiply, you should get cos square only. So what you will get? Cos theta into sin theta. Cos theta into sin theta. Now what is 2u square cos theta into sin theta? It is nothing but range. 2u square cos theta into sin theta is nothing but range. You will get tan theta x into 1 minus x by r. This is another formula for trajectory. You can multiply again, you will get same. Tan theta you take inside, here you will write tan theta is sin by cos, sin will get cancel, again you will get cos square theta. So this is formula based on equation of the trajectory. And when you will have range maximum, so range will be maximum when sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Sin 2 theta, if it is equal to 1, range will be maximum, that is equal to theta is equal to 45 degrees. You project a body at an angle of 45 degrees, range will be maximum. Sometimes they will ask what is the velocity of the projectile at maximum height. At maximum height Vy is 0, but Vx is not 0. So if you observe all these formulas and if you see our last video, this is nothing but a body moving with uniform velocity of velocity u cos theta along x axis. It is a vertically projected body with a velocity of u sin theta along y axis. You can observe the formulas. Here velocity is not changing. So it is a uniform along x axis. So the projectile motion can be defined as it is a motion of a body along x axis with a velocity of u cos theta, with a constant velocity of u cos theta, and a freely falling body along y axis. You can observe all formulas with a velocity of u sin theta. Time of ascent in vertically projected body, time of ascent how much you got? U sin theta. Time of flight what you got? 2u by g. So yes, sin theta is extra. So it is along x axis, it is a uniform motion. It is a uniform motion with a velocity u cos theta. Uniform velocity is moving. Along y axis, vertically projected body. Along y axis it is vertically projected body. It is acting like vertically projected body. Two motions are there here. That's why it is called two dimension. Vertically projected body with a velocity u sin theta. This is the condition. The velocity u sin theta. U cos theta, u sin theta. So the projectile motion can be simply defined in one line only. It moves with a uniform velocity of u cos theta along x axis, and it moves and it acts like a vertically projected body along y axis. So along y axis it is acting like vertically projected body only. Along x axis it is moving with uniform velocity. Okay, and this is about projectile motion. Still some cases are there. In the next video we will see. If you have any doubts, you can leave in the comment section. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe my channel.